Clap and tap. Clap and tap. Please go ahead and speak.
All right, thank you. Can you guys hear me? Just a confirmation. Kabi, can you hear
Can
me?
hear you, comrade. Please just introduce Clap and Tap and just tell everyone what your organization represents.
Okay, good. The name is Bongani Mnisi. I'm currently the president and founder of the Clap and Tap Federation. The Clap and Tap Federation is an umbrella body for choirs, which is on the grassroots level. So we are an umbrella body for choirs in all 9 provinces. We're talking choirs of Clap and Tap. And maybe most of you would know, I would name a few, which is Barori Morena, Jerusalem, and the likes. Just to go on, our standpoint as an organization right now is we are moving for Wednesday. So that's our standpoint as an organization. To say we want the march to be on Wednesday. The other things, a few issues that I would like to explain on our side as the Clap and Tap Federation. Clap and Tap has not been represented for so many years, you know. So when the time comes where the industry has to go to a stop and we don't work, that really frustrates a lot of the people on the ground. If I'm talking about percentage, remember a choir in our section, one choir has a minimum of 20 members and then a maximum of about 120 people, you know, and we currently have about 500 choirs. So we have most of the percentage of the unemployed young people in the communities that are sitting there without activities, without income. And some of these young people come from different areas to reside to a place where they like that choir or join that choir, you know. So we have been on level 5 since the beginning of the coronavirus, and we are still on level 5. So we cannot sit here, listen to people in all these other meetings, bickering about position and authority, whereas we have the numbers that are suffering down there. So I wanted to put pressure and agree to Romeo, to put pressure on the ground to say, yes, I understand the unity that is being done by organizations now, but overall the unity is all about the people that we are serving. It's not about the brands that we represent. So for me, to be honest to you, I am feeling pressure as the president here and my cabinet. We are feeling pressure from the very 6,000 people that we have on our database that are pressing to say, if the government is not going to give us anything, then open our industry. Right now, you're speaking a different language. We want to negotiate 50% and 70%, whereas when the taxi industry is open for 100%, it was not even negotiated. It was not even strikes and all that. They spoke a language that we did not speak. And we come here to sound like Samaritans and we want to follow the law. Our law, us following that law means our artists need to suffer. So the 2 things we need to stand for is either the president opens the entire industry 100%, or they give us these grants or relief that they keep speaking about. Just to close off, we keep being sidelined, and when we don't really like that. Pressures building on the ground. We're being sidelined by telling us that bands and organized formations, choirs need to apply for the Presidential Stimulus Employment Fund. No one has been a point person for that. They just announced that because it sounds beautiful, it's English, and we tell our members to wait. 4 weeks down the line, no one has spoken about that, and now we're all already reaching the closure for the second wave. It means we're not giving attention. So we want to go out there in the streets and show the numbers. In fact, we're going to mobilize nationally so that every province shows up that we have the numbers and we are home for about 40% of the unemployment. And that 40% is going to be on the streets to show that. What we are pleading with our members right now that we've spoken about is that we want to do a peaceful march, but we're not going to keep sitting down here and listening to people who have an inch open. You know, we've seen online shows, we've seen online videos and all that. Unfortunately, our art is on the ground. Our art is on the halls. We cannot use technology to the advantage because it takes out the very thing that we do on stage. We are live performance. We are on stage. We are on theaters. Please open our theaters. We want to perform. That's all we want to do. So if the government is going to eat the money and not come back to us, then we're always being told to be sidelined or being told to keep waiting. That's not going to happen for us, you know. So I'm talking from an organization that is angry, that is also angry at me, and that is saying maybe we don't even need to unite with any other organization because we have the numbers. And I keep telling them, I'm sorry. We are deciding that we are supporting Wednesday and we are standing for Wednesday. This is what's going to happen on Wednesday. We'll follow all protocols just to show up that we are not representing an organization of barbarians or creative people illiterate. No. We'll follow all protocols. But before the president speaks on Thursday, we must make sure that we've shown our face and shown the strength on Wednesday. That's the standpoint for an organization that is very decisive. Thank you.
Thank you very much, comrade. Very, very, very good contribution. And we hail you and we recognize and acknowledge you and the strength of your membership, but specifically what comes from there, comrades. And I need for all of us to acknowledge that is, if you look at the funding and the way that the system around the funding is set up, it definitely favors a very small group of more privileged people who've got access to data, who've got access to information systems, who've got access, and also people who largely operate on a live basis. They make their living literally hand to mouth from playing at taverns or in theaters or in small venues, etc., like Comrade has said. So that's another flaw of the funding, and that's why we're having these major problems. Thank you so much from Clap and Tap. Brilliant contribution. The next speaker will be Palesa Makgadi.